Welcome everybody to today's video on the top 7 cryptos of 2017. My name is Jordan Pilkington.
And I'm Richard Johnson.
So let's dive right into it. So we're gonna hop in at number 7, we have Zcash. We saw Zcash go from $48.34 all the way up to almost over $350. So what has been the biggest difference for Zcash this year?
So Zcash has been widely adopted. There's been a lot more popularity with these privacy tokens. People want to have these cryptos, but they don't necessarily want to be tracked, with every transaction they're doing. What are they buying and selling? One other great thing here is now they're actually working on releasing an index. So an index where they're going to be tracking it very similar to the Bitcoin index that is valued now. So that's going to be coming out. So it's going to be more widely adopted.
Absolutely. More conventional investors are going to see this more valuable.
And that's what's great for the community is we want, if you're an early adopter in this technology, these currencies, you want more and more people coming in, using them. Hopefully that there's more utility, people are actually using Zcash for transactions, remittances, whatever that might be.
Excellent. Next up, coming in at number 6, we have NEO, or previously known as Ant Shares. Went all the way from 13 cents up to $40.
So really, NEO is one of those great applications. It's really like the Ethereum of China. People are using it to release these decentralized applications. So just coming out in the last couple of weeks now, NEO is actually going to start releasing some of these decentralized applications. So it'll be interesting to see, are things going to happen in China similar to what's happened with Ethereum here in the United States? Are they going to be a platform for ICOs? We don't know right now, but we do know that right now they are viewed very favorable by the Chinese government. So, if things are going to progress in China, we look at NEO really being the backbone of that.
Yeah, excellent. They've done very, very well this year. Coming in at number 5, we have IOTA. So IOTA being able to bounce back this year, we saw it go from 63 cents all the way up to $5.
So one of the big things with IOTA was that there was actually a lab in MIT that was looking at the code and did find a bug in the code and actually alerted the team and a lot of the community. So we saw some price drops there. And really, the question was, is this going to be the currency of the Internet of Things, right? So that's really where these innovations come from. A big deal just released right now is a partnership with Microsoft. So we feel like that's going to actually supplant them, hopefully make them a big contender in this arena.
Very cool. Now, one thing that IOTA probably could do better going into the next couple of years is hop on other exchanges, right? Then they could make huge gains.
So if you do want to buy IOTA right now, you want to have that in your portfolio, it may be difficult to actually purchase. Right now, the biggest volume is on Bitfinex, but Bitfinex is actually trying to phase out American investors. So another place you can actually buy the currency is Binance. So if you actually want to get in IOTA right now, like we said, trading about $5, you want to go on there probably to Bitfinex if you're outside of the US, or Binance if you're inside of the United States.
Very cool. Coming in at number 4, we have Monero. So Monero's made huge gains this year, all the way from $13 all the way up to $350.
We saw a lot of money coming into Monero, really because it is the preeminent privacy token. So it's right up there with Zcash. Monero is being widely adopted. And so we did see some money move in. There was the Paradise Papers that came out earlier this year, right? So what are the wealthy people doing with their money? Well, most of the time, they don't want you to know what they're doing with their money. So that's why things like Zcash and Monero are there as these privacy tokens that you're going to see money flooding into them to hide money, to be able to move money around. You're going to see more of that. And something that just happened recently this week was now you're going to see it in the music industry. We saw people like Mariah Carey, G-Eazy, some other people actually selling their music via Monero.
Yeah, I know several websites that accept Monero now as well. So the use case has become a lot greater. Going into number 3, we have Dash. So very similar to Monero, went from $11 all the way up to over $750. What a huge increase.
So huge gains this year with Dash. And a lot of that is led by the actual use cases, right? So people are actually using Dash. Dash is being very active in the community to be adopted. They're right now kind of leading that transaction space. They're really battling it out with Bitcoin Cash as to what's going to be that transitory token. They just upgraded their code. They're actually trying to get that block size bigger. I think they want to get in the realm of that 8 megabytes, like the Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, we see a lot of companies now to accept Bitcoin as this like transaction token, but Dash is probably going to be that token, right?
Yeah, we see Dash. Another one that they're kind of trying to infiltrate is they're trying to get into the marijuana market, which in America is going to be huge. It's going to be $1 billion, hopefully even more so, industry in the near future. So Dash is really trying to get into that space and figure out some of the complexities there. Very good.
So Dash has been phenomenal this year. Moving in at number 2, we have Ether. So it went from around $8 all the way up to $500 this year.
So huge, right? Ether is really the backbone of these tokens. You know, that they had the ability to release those ERC20 tokens. So you're seeing this huge influx of ICOs, people making a lot of money, ideas, now becoming a reality. And so it is a great thing that Ether, if you haven't heard about it before, it's probably something that you do want to put in your portfolio. Not only is it at 500 now, but the applications are going to continue to grow. We really think that Ether is probably one of the most functional uses of these crypto assets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with the huge boom in the crypto world, it's amazing that they've actually been able to keep up.
So they're able to scale, right? So they're failing fast. If they roll out something that doesn't work, they're making those iterations very quickly. A lot of that is predicated on their rockstar management team, right? So you have somebody like Vitalik that started this technology really and just continues to scale with things like Casper, the Byzantine, upgrade. You're seeing all of these things actually taking hold and actually working with Ether. It may be a little bit slower than some of these other currencies, but we really feel like Ether in the long run is going to be a huge game changer.
Yes, we do. All right. Finally, number one, you probably could have guessed it. We have Bitcoin. So Bitcoin went from around $950 all the way up to over $13,000 this year.
Some of those things are actually, successful forks. So there's been some contention in the community about, what are these forks going to do? Is Bitcoin Cash, is it really worth it? You've had Bitcoin Gold. You have these other rumblings of other forks actually down the road. But so far, the community has banded together, adopted the ones that they feel like are viable, and actually discarded some of the ones that weren't. So we're going to continue to see these forks. Right now, Jordan and I really view it as, almost like a dividend being paid out. You owning Bitcoin, you're believing in it, you're riding that volatility. So by you being active in the community, actually holding this, these forks are actually being paid to you. So we think it is a great thing.
Yeah. Now, we may not consider Bitcoin the best transaction coin. It may not be the future, but for the time being, it still continues to drive the market, and it's the biggest coin. So as the market goes up, Bitcoin will go up with it. So we still think it's a great choice.
So we're seeing that, over time, a lot of these forks are trying to make Bitcoin and the blockchain more functional. We're going to see some big moves, hopefully, now that there's going to be some options trading on the CBOE, and then you're going to see futures trading on the CME. We're going to see how this really, plays out. Banks are now starting to accept it. They're calling it digital gold. Really, I think they're just trying to jump on the train. They're trying to make some of the money as well. But we're going to see how this evolves over the next, let's say 12 to 24 months. But yeah, very, very exciting things coming.
Yep. Very good. So as we all know, the history predicts the future. So we want to take note of all these successes. And then when we go to evaluate coins coming up in 2018, we can hopefully make some predictions about what can happen.
Thank you, guys.